Here we go. We're gonna watch this Dantavius video. As you guys should know, Dantavius and I, we met up the other day. We met up. It was a couple weeks ago. I met him. He was visiting New York, so I met him in the city, and I was like, "Oh, I wanted to go to like a hot pot place because I like hot pot, like an all-you-can-eat hot pot." So we kind of met, and turns out it wasn't a hot pot place; it was just a regular old Asian place. So that was a little disappointing. But then we got some ice cream. I got a scoop of red bean ice cream. It's pretty good. I like Asian stuff. It's pretty pogger. Anyway, Dantavius has this video here, Reddit's most disturbing communities. Very interested. Let's give it a watch.
The content of this video may be disturbing to some people and arousing to others. Proceed with caution.
Okay.
The internet of today is nowhere near as horrendous as it was just a few years ago. Most shock sites have been shut down, and Reddit is just a watered-down version of what it once was. That being said, you can still...
And you know, it's so hard to find things like 2 Girls, 1 Cup. It's crazy. Like, I mean, bro, listen. Don't yuck my yum. Who doesn't like a nice scoop of chocolate ice cream? I'm just saying, bro. I mean, what happened? Why are we, you know, freedom of speech has truly died when I can't find my favorite genre of ice cream making videos. It's crazy.
Still find some pretty f***ed up things on Reddit to this day. And in this video, we're going to take a look at some of Reddit's most disgusting communities.
Ooh.
Again, r/ratemypoop. Believe it or not, this is the least
That's awesome. Maybe I should actually use Reddit based.
Disturbing one we're going to be talking about today. I just wanted to start us off light, you know, before we get into the darker stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still...
Let me tell you something. I had a very dark poop before. I had some sugar-free candy. My wife got me some sugar-free candy. And it made my poo-poo a little, you know, I guess, well, first of all, it gave me the bubble guts. And it made it like a little darker than usual. So that's something.
Gross. I mean, it's poop, but hey, we all do it. So, Rate My Poop is pretty much exactly as advertised. People will post a photo of their bowel movements,
nice.
And people in the comments will rate it. Simple as that.
I think EDP's part of that Reddit.
Anti-children subreddit. So we're going to start off with r/child-free. On the surface, this just seems like a community for people who aren't interested in having children.
Child-free? Oh.
But pretty quickly, you'll come to realize that these people just straight up hate kids. And when I say hate, I don't mean they find them slightly annoying. I'm talking about a real burning hatred for children.
Well,
they hate kids more.
So far, I'm on board. So far, I'm on board with this one. Who doesn't hate kids? You know, when I have kids, I'm going to love my kid. But you know, you hate everyone else's kid. You know what I mean? Because they're like little stupid goobers, you know? Little idiots.
Well, then I hate Franklin the Turtle. I think this user sums up the entire subreddit pretty well. I don't love children, but just don't want any of my own. I do not like kids and don't like to be around them. I don't find pregnancy to be a beautiful miracle. I think everything about it is disgusting and horrific. I don't find small children to be funny and cute. I find them to be gross, sticky, germy, and loud. I'm not going to say that everybody in the subreddit thinks like this woman, but a good amount of them do. They even have like their own slang for people who have kids. They refer to women who have kids as breeders, and they refer to children as crotch fruit. Look at this. Sister with 9 crotch fruit bitter that I spent $400 on a cat. So I sent a donation to Planned Parenthood in her name. I spent $9,000 on a vacation, and my breeder cousin called me disgusting. Listen, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big kids guy either. All right, I think they're kind of annoying, but this is just so bitter and hateful and gross.
Well, listen. In their defense, people who have kids, they don't have money, and they get upset. And they're like, "Oh, you spent $5,000 on a vacation?" Yeah, I did. So what, bitch? You know.
I'm gonna have 3 kids just to spite these people. So I'm gonna pick 3 lucky people at random and impregnate their moms. If you want to be chosen, just comment Dantavius, please impregnate my mom for a chance to have Dantavius Jr. as your sibling. Anyways, if you thought child-free was crazy, there's another subreddit called Anti-natalism. And these people don't just hate kids, they think having children should be a crime. Anti-natalism is a philosophical belief that having children is morally wrong and cannot be justified. Now, I would argue that these people actually aren't as bad as the child-free people. They basically believe that bringing a child into this fucked up world will only create pain and suffering for the kid, and therefore is irresponsible and wrong. And even though I don't agree with that, it's at least more understandable than just hating kids. r/breeding. On the other side of those anti-kid subreddits, you have r/breeding, which is a fetish sub. These people are aroused by women getting pregnant and getting women pregnant, which is...
Listen, that's a demon in my house. Listen, man, sometimes I've looked it up before, you know? Call it the mating press, right? You know, you guys, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's it's just part of being a person. You know, that's kind of hot sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I want to watch the fantasy of someone getting pregnant. Oh, you gotta be kidding, Phil. This is what it is, bro. Nothing wrong with it.
It's pretty fucking weird, but also not surprising at all. R/incest. Listen, man, call me old-fashioned, but I think having intercourse with
R/breeding/incest. What?
your relatives is fucking weird. Okay,
True.
I know everybody's only saying don't kink shame, don't.
It's weird, but come on, guys. That your second cousin. You never looked at your second cousin and go, "Wow." Fuck no. You never. You've never heard it before? I mean, like, guys, I'm being real with you. Like, you guys have never looked at, like, your cousin and go, wow, that is something, that is one sexy cousin. Nobody's ever thought about that? Nobody's ever thought about that, guys? Just fucking around, dude. I'm just fucking around. You never thought about that? I gotta get the right song. Wait, I gotta get the right part of the song. Let's see. You guys never thought about it? You never thought about fucking your cousin? Never, dude?
Don't kink shame. Well, that, all right? If your kink is wanting to bang one of your relatives, you should absolutely be ashamed of yourself, all right? People 5,000 years ago knew you weren't supposed to bang your siblings. And
they didn't know that. They almost exclusively did that, I feel. I feel like that isn't the accurate representation, Dantavius. Back in the day, that's all they did. In fact, I feel like that's a lot more common than people think. There's a lot more people, like, it's a relatively newer concept because we have more sexual selection nowadays. I'm not even kidding. So, like, in the city, obviously, incest bad because you could fuck on other people. But back in the day, like, or like, you look, you know, those like Midwestern towns or whatever, or areas where they're like people, you got a bunch of inbred people. It's because that was their fucking, like, their cousin is like the furthest thing from family that they have. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's my second cousin. Yeah, that's like you meeting some random person from fucking France in their sphere because they're so low sexual selection. It's crazy.
we haven't learned. But apparently there's at least 250,000 people who disagree with me. The r/incest subreddit has over 290,000 subscribers. And this is some truly depraved stuff, man. Sisters banging brothers, moms banging sons, uncles banging cousins. It's a goddamn free-for-all. Now, this is pretty depressing on its own, but it gets much, much worse. There's another subreddit called r/inbreeding, and their banner says, when just being your family isn't enough. These people believe not only should you have coitus with your family, but you should also have kids with them, because it's like a good thing. I mean, I can't tell if this is a fetish or if these people are for real. It's really hard to tell, but let's take a look at some of these posts. Currently trying for a baby with my son. If we are successful, I hope to encourage my son to begin breeding with his daughter/sister the second she turns 18. What do y'all think? Keep it in the family?
This is fucking terrible.
In the comments...
Hey. Why go across the street when you can go across the hallway? Huh? What do you think about that? It's fucking liberals trying to silence my love.
Or even worse than the actual post. Definitely, there will be one big happy incest family to play with in the coming years. And possibly decades. Super lucky son. Definitely the best to keep it in the family. Makes them bond super tight. Oof. Then we got this joke. My husband wants to have a second baby with our daughter. And of course, I agree with it. Okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm too uncomfortable with this Freudian bullshit. And these were the most tame ones I could find, by the way. Like, I can't even show most of the posts in these subreddits. r/coming on figurines. I found this one on an iceberg chart on Reddit, and
I feel like this one's not that bad comparatively to what we were just listening to. You know what I mean?
It just stood out to me. And it's exactly what you think it is. That's all I'm going to say. The description is very accurate. r/iblech. Iblech is the opposite of eye bleach. And let me tell you, I was on this subreddit for like 30 seconds total, and I literally wanted to pour bleach in my eyes.
Nice.
Like, I already saw in my short time browsing a dude get beheaded another guy with his brain hanging out, genitals mutilated in multiple ways. In short, I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, I'm surprised this subreddit hasn't been banned yet. 50/50. This one is kind of like iBlack, but only half as bad. I mean, pretty much everybody knows about 50/50, but in case you don't...
Bro, I feel like that'll fuck you up. You guys ever come across those like beheading videos and shit, like cartel videos? Just are fucked up, bro. I feel like your life has changed from that point on, you know?
Each post on here has a 50% chance of being something horrendous and a 50% chance of being something delightful. Like this.
Dude, that, you know, it would be crazy though if we did that, but like it's something out, it's 50% chance is something horrendous, 50% chance is porn. Could you imagine how confused you'd be? Your body would be like getting horny at potential pictures of like decapitated bodies. That would be fucked up, bro.
This one, for example, it could either be a delicious uncut pear or a decaying prolapsed anus. I'm not gonna tell you guys which one it was. You gotta figure that one out for yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, don't. It was a pear. It was a pear. Don't go on this subreddit.
Okay.
But honestly, this one's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, sure, you might see some stuff that will scar you for the rest of your life, but it's quirky. R/sounding. Oh man, this one is.
Hey, you know what sounding is, guys? Sounding is when you take a rod and you put it in your rod. If you know what I'm saying. You put a rod in your rod, yeah. You put it in your penis, oh, and you fucking rub it up and down. Theoretically, it sounds like it could be enjoyable. Never gonna do it. Couldn't be me, brother. Could not be me. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? Couldn't do it.
Messed up. Let me read the description. Sounding is the practice of inserting objects into the urethra for sexual or mental pleasure. So whatever you're imagining right now, it's 10 times worse than that, okay? I saw a stapler. I literally saw a stapler inside a guy's pee-pee. And there was also another sub called r/sounding meetups where
guys. I guess
guys meet up to stick each... I don't know.
All right, nice.
r/thinspo. According to the subreddit's description, thinspo is simply an inspiration for people to get or stay thin. And that sounds great. Everybody knows being thin is healthy, right? Well, not in this case, because when they say thin, they mean really thin, like unhealthy. The sub has been rightly criticized for
like as thin as the object I used to sound my penis.
Glorifying and promoting anorexia, and there's been a lot of calls for it to get taken down. R/blueberry. This is like the most specific fetish I've ever heard of. So, you guys remember Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, where that girl chews a stick of gum and it turns her into a giant blueberry?
Yeah.
According to Vice.com, the blueberry kink is a subgenre of several other kinks. It combines force feeding, expansion or inflation porn, supersized, big beautiful women, as well as elements of bondage and submission. There's often a humiliation element or a caretaking tenderness.
I've done that before, though. You ever choke a fat girl out until she's blue? I mean, I do it all the time. Because I hate my fatness so much that I want to choke it out of other people, you know? So I'm just trying to cure the world. Just kidding.
Or a combination of the two. So there you have it. This just goes to prove that anything you can think of has been sexualized in some way, all right? Rule 34 is not just a theory. It's a fact. Drug subreddits. So my buddy Ghost Gum covered this topic, but I'm going to sum it up. There's a subreddit for pretty much every drug you can think of. You got the more tame ones like r/trees, which is a weed subreddit, not to be confused with r/weed, which is a subreddit about trees. Now, stoner culture is pretty cringe, in my opinion, and this subreddit is no exception. But in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty harmless, especially when you compare it to some of the other ones we're going to talk about. Then you got r/LSD, which turns the cringe up to 11. These people think that LSD will solve all of the problems in the world and has zero consequences. They also think that they're the most enlightened and brilliant people on the planet for doing it. But at the end of the day, LSD still probably won't ruin your life, unlike the more hardcore stuff like r/crack, r/heroin, and r/meth.
Why do they allow these subreddits? Are they focused on trying to get people off of these drugs, or what is it that they do? What the fuck?
And you're probably thinking to yourself, these subreddits are probably for people who are trying to recover from addiction, and they're just looking for a support network.
True.
Wrong. The majority of people in these subreddits have no intention of quitting anytime soon. So the content mostly consists of memes about doing these drugs or photos of them taking the drugs. But the worst thing is people egging each other on. In the r/meth
imagine like it originally started as people just trying to get off of like drugs. And then what ended up happening is so many people memed it. They would like, or people would go in there and be like, oh, let me show you me doing drugs. And it just fucked up people so bad. They're like, damn, I was free of the drugs for such a long time. And now I'm not, you know? What the hell is this guy? Fellstorm? What the fuck don't I have Fellstorm? Wait, is this disability? Who cares?
Subreddit, the top rated post is a guy flushing his stash down the toilet and saying he's done being an addict. And most of the comments were supportive, but then you have comments like this. Why would you stop? What a waste of time. I can barely get any up here in Wisconsin. You just go flush your shit. Gosh, that pisses me off. I respect you for wanting to get clean,
Jesus
but why not
Christ.
just sell it or something? Hey, man, he's right. Didn't your parents tell you there's kids in Africa who don't even have meth? And you're just gonna waste
True.
it? Absolutely selfish. r/corned beef approved too. This sub is called The
Dennis.
Home of Degeneracy, and for good reason. So a while back, Reddit user Corned Beef made his own subreddit that basically curated the most disgusting stuff on Reddit. If something was horrendous enough, it was deemed to be Corned Beef approved. And the original sub got banned last year, but this one was made shortly after, and I'm actually curious to see how long it takes for this one to get banned. I don't think it's going to be around for much longer, honestly. And if you get curious and decide to check this sub out for yourself, I'm begging you not to. Like, seriously, I know every time I ask you guys not to look something up, you're just going to go and do it anyways. But
Me personally, I'm not gonna do it. My mama taught me better than that, dude. I'm smarter than that, brother. I ain't fucking around. What the hell's happening?
just
here?
this one time, listen to me, okay? I can't even begin to describe the types of things I saw. But by far, the worst thing I came across was a photo of Nikocado Avocado getting stooped by his boyfriend. And I still...
Oh, I saw that on his OnlyFans. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not like good. Like, I wouldn't I mean, it's okay. I'm not gay. Wow, we got fucking decimated. What the fuck? Okay. The spirit link? Why does it link with... Okay.
have the image burned into my head. r/crazy cat lady first. On May 2020, a post was made in the Don't Fuck With Cats subreddit with the title Crazy Cat Lady. So my friend was on Omegle, and she came across a girl who told her that under the interest
Dr.
furry,
Battery
there was a woman on there
Hey, thanks for the small guy, brother.
who
Or
killed,
sister.
burned, and skinned cats.
What?
Some people experienced the burning, others the skinning. She experienced her holding a skull. Holding the skull! At first, my friend thought it was fake, but then she saw her thumb in its jaw, and then she poked the eye out. She snapped a picture, and the girl was laughing at the dead cat, laughing at my friends and us on the phone. She's still on there right now showing off the dead kitten. Later on, somebody posted photo evidence of this crazy cat bitch holding skulls. Obviously, I'm not going to show you these pictures, but there are a few of her wearing a coyote pelt that I can show you. There's also a photo of her fridge which supposedly contained cat meat, and some people even said they saw her eating cat meat, but there's no evidence of that specifically. Either way, people were obviously horrified that this was going on, so the r/crazy cat lady first subreddit was formed to try and catch her. Now, it should be mentioned that some people were suspicious that this cat killer was even real, and they thought maybe this whole thing was part of some messed up ARG. Look at the subreddit for this case, r/crazy cat lady first. It's pretty weird how new all of the accounts are on that subreddit. Some of them are hours old, including one of the moderators. Another mod account is 4 days old. None of them are moderating other subs. Most users I look at have no posting history outside of this subreddit. Where are the videos of her actually harming or killing animals? I don't want to see them, but so far I've only seen nasty photos and a lot of claims with little evidence. But this theory was proved wrong when the cat killer, aka Crystal Scott, was arrested in Indiana a month later. Also, it should be mentioned that the Crazy Cat Lady first subreddit was completely fucking useless in tracking her down. In fact, they probably did more harm than good, but despite that, she was still sentenced to 2 years in prison, which honestly seems kind of light for somebody who's a potential future serial killer. And last but not least, the most disturbing subreddit ever created, r/Dantavius. It's full of people talking about Franklin the Turtle. Obviously horrifying. But if you're brave enough to check
Definitely don't check that one out, guys. It's a trap.
it out, feel free to post video suggestions or something.
Yeah. See, if I didn't hate fucking Jesus Christ, fucking demons everywhere. See, if I didn't hate Reddit, I would make a Reddit, but I got to make a Discord. That's what I have to do. I just got to figure out like how to monitor. Bro, this is bugged. It's bugged.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.